China, one of the world's oldest and most influential civilizations, instantly recognizable for its iconic Great Wall, vibrant and ever-evolving cities, and the delicate beauty of centuries-old porcelain. From ancient dynasties to the present day, China's culture, art and innovations have left a profound mark on the world, shaping history in ways both seen and unseen. But have you ever wondered where the name China actually comes from? It's a name spoken in countless languages, yet its origins are surprisingly complex and fascinating. The answer takes us on a journey through the winding corridors of history, the evolution of language, and the blending of cultures across continents. The name we use in English is what's called an exonym, a term created by outsiders, not by the people of China themselves. In fact, the Chinese have always called their homeland by different names, each reflecting their own sense of identity and heritage. This distinction reveals not just how the world has viewed this ancient civilization, but also how early encounters, trade, and the exchange of goods like silk and porcelain shaped global perceptions. To truly understand the origins of the name, we must look back to the powerful dynasties that ruled the land, the legendary Silk Road that connected east and west, and the travelers who carried stories and names across continents. We'll trace how the name China spread far beyond its borders, becoming the global term we recognize today, and how it evolved through centuries of contact and curiosity. Along the way, we'll uncover the most compelling theories, follow in the footsteps of legendary traders and explorers, and see how the Silk Road became a bridge between worlds. We'll discover how a single name can connect empires, cultures, and peoples across centuries, leaving a legacy that endures to this day. Join us as we unravel the captivating story behind the name China, and explore how a word can carry the weight of history, identity, and the dreams of a civilization. One leading theory traces the name China to the influential Qin Dynasty, which rose to power over 2,000 years ago. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor, unified warring states into a single empire, standardizing systems and leaving a truly lasting legacy. Early traders from Central Asia and India likely heard the name Qin, pronounced Chin, and began using it to describe the entire land. As the name traveled west along ancient trade routes, it morphed but retained its core sound. The Persian word sin and its journey into other languages strongly support this theory. The Qin dynasty's brief but monumental impact made its name synonymous with the empire itself for generations. A single moment of unification echoed through history, preserved in the very word we use today. But the story may go even further back, deep into the annals of ancient history. Ancient Indian texts in Sanskrit mention Sina, a term that possibly predates the Qin dynasty by centuries. These texts, written on delicate palm leaves, offer a glimpse into a time when the world was much less connected. Yet ideas and names still found ways to travel vast distances. Some scholars believe the name could have come from the earlier Jin state, encountered by Indian travelers and transcribed as Sina. This theory suggests that the name was already in use long before the rise of the Qin dynasty, carried along by the movements of traders and explorers. As trade flourished along the Silk Road, the name spread from India to Persia, where it became Sin. The Silk Road was not just a route for goods, but also a conduit for cultural exchange, where languages and names intermingled. The Persians, master traders and cultural intermediaries, helped bridge Asia and Europe, passing the name westward. Their vast trading networks ensured that the name Sin reached far and wide, embedding itself into various languages and cultures. This linguistic pathway, from Sanskrit to Persian to Arabic and beyond, shows how words and ideas traveled alongside goods. It highlights the interconnectedness of ancient civilizations and the shared human endeavor of exploration and trade. Did the name come from the Qin, or does it have even older roots? The Qin dynasty, with its monumental achievements, may have reinforced an already familiar name, solidifying it in the annals of history. Perhaps both theories are true, with the Qin dynasty reinforcing an already familiar name. This dual origin story adds to the rich tapestry of history, showing how different cultures and eras can converge in a single word. The story of China reflects the complex, overlapping histories of Asia's great civilizations. It is a testament to the enduring legacy of cultural exchange and the power of names to carry history across millennia. Names, like trade, connect cultures across time, weaving a narrative that spans continents and centuries. They remind us of our shared past and the intricate web of human connections that shape our world. While the world says China, a name that echoes across continents and languages, its people call their land Zhongguo, the Middle Kingdom. Zhong means central, Guo means country. This name is deeply rooted in the Chinese language and culture, and it carries a sense of pride and belonging for those who use it. The term reflects a worldview where China saw itself as civilization's center, surrounded by lands considered less developed. For centuries, this perspective shaped how the Chinese related to their neighbors and the wider world. Protected by vast deserts, towering mountains, and mighty rivers, China developed in relative isolation, allowing its unique traditions, philosophies, and inventions to flourish largely undisturbed by outside influence. Over time, it became a beacon of culture and innovation for its neighbors, influencing art, science, and governance across East Asia. Zhongguo is more than a label, it's a living expression of national identity, a word that connects modern citizens to thousands of years of history. It's a statement of identity and historical significance, reminding people of their shared heritage and the enduring legacy of their ancestors. Originally, Zhongguo referred specifically to the Central Plains, the heartland where early Chinese civilization first took root. These fertile lands along the Yellow River are often called the cradle of Chinese civilization, where dynasties rose and fell, and where the foundations of Chinese society were laid. Only later did Zhongguo come to represent the entire empire, as its borders expanded and its influence grew. Today, Zhongguo is the official name used in government documents, on currency, and in everyday conversation, symbolizing unity and continuity. The English word China connects the nation to its ancient past through the eyes of outsiders, likely derived from the Qin Dynasty, whose name was pronounced Qin. While Zhongguo reflects the country's own cultural lens, China is a reminder of how the world has long been fascinated by this land. Understanding both names reveals not just how China sees itself, but also how it has been seen by others throughout history. A nation both ancient and ever-changing. In every name there's a story of identity, of perspective, and of a civilization that continues to shape the world. The Silk Road was more than a trade route. It was a highway for ideas, culture, and names. As merchants carried silk westward, they also spread the name of its origin. Romans called the land Serica, but the Persian Sin traveled along southern routes, becoming the standard in much of Asia. When Marco Polo visited in the 13th century, he heard both Cathay in the north and Qin in the south, introducing the name to Europe. Portuguese traders in the 16th century adopted China from their Asian partners, and their influence spread the name across Europe. By the 17th century, China had replaced older terms on European maps and in common language. The Silk Road delivered not just silk, but a name that would define a nation worldwide. As European exploration expanded, China became fixed on world maps and in Western literature. The name evoked images of wealth, wisdom, and exotic customs, embedding itself in language. Think China for fine porcelain. With the rise of the modern Chinese state, China was adopted for international use, while Zhongguo remained the internal name. Today, China is used in diplomacy, trade, and global media, while the full official name is the People's Republic of China. The journey from ancient exonym to formal state title is complete. Like America for the United States, China is the world's shorthand for a vast, complex nation. The name's global journey mirrors China's own transformation. A single word now connects ancient empires to the modern world. The name China is more than a word. It's a symbol of culture, power, and identity. In diplomacy, it represents a global powerhouse with deep historical roots. For the Chinese diaspora, it's a link to heritage. In the arts, it conjures images of dynasties, calligraphy, and vibrant festivals. The name bridges past and present, from terracotta warriors to skyscrapers. It reflects a nation once named by outsiders, now defining itself on the world stage. From ancient Sanskrit to today's headlines, China tells a story of legacy and change. History lives in the words we use, reminding us that names carry the weight of civilizations. If you enjoyed this story, like, subscribe, and tell us which country's name you want to explore next.